All right, we got a Battletech going on. What we have is immediate engagement. Coming down the road right here, we have 4 mechs that are, we've already done the first turn movement. Got a Jenner, Dragon, Trebuchet, and a Panther coming down the road here. Coming off the flank, we got a Hunchback, Awesome, and a Spitter. Now, coming across on line, we have, looks like a couple Hunchbacks. We got a Loci, a Awesome, we got a Dervish, looks like a Shadowhawk, Vindicator, another Hunchback, Wolverine, Hatchet Man, that a Wolverine, and that a Panther?
Centurion,
and then it looks like a Shadowhawk or something. Griffin? All right. And over here we have a Commando, Dervish, Whitworth, and it's the fire support team over there. All right, so what we have going on, that's the end of turn, well, not to turn 1, we're going to do some firing. But if anybody's even in range.
I don't think they're, well, they might be in range, but
the
numbers to hit and everything's going to be up there around 12s.
All right, we'll come back at the end of turn 1 official. This is just the setup. All right, we'll see if anything happens. All right. Officially end of turn 1. We did the Dervish over here had range. He could see just in range to shoot the Hunchback, and he put an LRM 10 into him, did 8 points of damage. And everybody else was just out of range of here, and everybody was just short with their LRMs with each other over there. So that was the only fire we had with turn 1. So we're moving on to turn. You want to cut the cards? So there you go. And the first one up is me. All right, Ace of Hearts is on deck, so we got 2 mechs coming up. We'll be back with turn 2. Turn 2. We had these mechs over here come rolling down the road, still looking for something to shoot. Over here, the Dervish was the only thing that had anything in range, and he shot at the Vindicator, and the Vindicator shot back, and it was a pillow fight. Nobody doing anything to each other. Over here, we had the, was that a Griffin over there in the far corner?
Yeah, Griffin.
He hit with, did a plinky damage, if I remember right. Or was that the Wolverine?
Centurion.
The Centurion did the plink damage. Okay. Somebody hits a little bit of damage over there. Then over here, the Shadowhawk launched his LRM and did 4 points of damage to the head of the Hunchback. Rung his bell. And then the Awesome shot over here, hit the Hunchback and did...
Let me look. Hit
10.
Hit 10 in the right leg.
With a floating crit into the right leg. And he rolled boxcars, but you had an edge and edged it and said, no, I do not like my leg being blown off. So the end result was no crit. Lucky you. But you don't have that edge anymore.
Yeah, I don't have that edge.
And then the Spider was running at Mach speed down the sideline right here with his 4 mod. And then he ran into 2 swaybacks that opened up and
14 medium lasers on it.
And 6 hits.
Yeah.
But 2 of those went into his leg and did actuator hits, which caused him to trip and fall. So if it wasn't for that, wasn't for the pesky Hunchbacks.
Spider's like one of those cocky MMA fighters.
Yeah, he's like, you can't touch. Oh, what? All right, so that was the end of that there. Okay, what else do we have missed here? I think that's everything.
I think that's it. Everything else is still kind of moving into range.
Yeah, everybody was doing a little bit of plink shots here and there. So that's it. That's the end of turn 2. Moving on to turn 3. Right there. Flip to turn 3. And Mel, you want
Yeah, I can cut them.
to cut?
pull my knife out. Oh, you already shuffled, so cut right there.
All right. And first one up on deck is 5 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, and the 5 of spades is up on deck. All right, so you got 3 mechs to move, and we'll be back with turn 3. All right, into turn 3, we had the reinforcements are still wandering to the front. We had over here the catapult and the they went over and shot at the Griffin and did a little bit of damage. They hit with an LR-15, whiffed with the other thing. All 3 of them shot at the catapult and did a little bit of damage, so took some armor off of him. Over here, the commando and the dervish unleashed it, and the commando and dervish shot at the Vindicator, and all these guys right here, all 4 of them, or 5 of them, shot back at the commando, and the commando pretty much lost all of his armor and took an engine hit, and he lost 2 heat sinks, so he is running hot. He's at 9 heat right now, so he's like, ouch, this is not what I wanted. And I'll for a little bit of damage on the Vindicator. Like, that's not a good trade. Then over here, the poor Hunchback took a head hit from the he's got 2 head hits. He took 1 from him, the Shadowhawk, and he took 1 from the Hunchback.
Yep.
And lost his sensors?
Sensors.
Sensors are out, so he's got a +2. So make it harder to hit now. Then the Hunchback and the Awesome unleashed into the Hunchback right there. Did some good amount of damage, but he's still like shrugging it off. Then
his right leg's hurting pretty bad though.
Yeah, he's took 2 PPCs in the right leg. He has no armor left. And then the Awesome over here unleashed into there and hit him with a PPC. Then this Locust did a little bit of damage into the Spider, and then the Hunchback shot an Alpha Strike. He's a swayback, so he hit with 8 medium lasers and a small laser, and the only thing left to be even seen of the Spider was his right leg. Everything else was totally obliterated. And you did what? How many crits on him?
21 crits.
Yeah, this like kept good. You kept getting rolling 10s and above. So it's like even the small laser blew an arm off. So like it was a hit parade. So that was the end of the turn 3. Moving on to turn 4, and we'll be back. All right, so this is the end of turn 4, and oh boy, turning point. So we had that discussion in our Musty Wargamers, and we were talking about turning points in the game, and that turning point has hit hard over the head with a ball bat and a ball-peen hammer. All right, over here, these guys are having a kind of a pillow fight over here. They did some damage to the catapult, but the Wolverine took a little bit of damage from these guys. Over here, and him, they all 3 shot into him, did some damage to him, but he's still standing. Then over here, the Jenner, that's that burning fireball right there, came up, shot into the Wolverine, and then the Hatchet Man comes up, shoots into him, and takes his hatchet and chops him up. And the Wolverine, he also ended up hit the ammo, and he exploded into a massive fire.
Vindicator.
Yeah, the Vindicator did. That was with the medium lasers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Jenner disappeared into a big massive fireball as the SRM ammo went up in smoke. Boom. Then the dervish and the hunchback and the dragon and this trebuchet all had a firefight over here, and the trebuchet failed his pilot check. He took 20-something damage and then failed his pilot check and fell on his face. What can you do? Yeah. And over here, the commando was trying to run away, and the Shadowhawk came up and obliterated him with a medium laser. That just tells you how much he had left for anything. It's like he took a hit and took a crit in the right arm, then the right torso, and then the center torso. 5 points, took out all 3 locations. He had 1 point left in every one. And then he was gone. So, yeah, he might have been able to salvage that pile of junk. Then, over here, the hunchback over here unleashed into this hunchback, and, well, the firefight ensued, did a lot of damage to each other, and that hunchback is, does he have 1 point left in his leg?
Yeah, he's got, 1 internal.
Yeah, 1 internal.
Right leg.
And then you returned the favor and ended up hitting the AC-10 ammo on this hunchback, and he exploded into a massive fireball. So you came out in the good end of that one.
Barely.
And then you had the awesome fired over here at the dragon. And it's missed. Then this hunchback and this locust fired into the awesome right here. Okay.
The locust did a little bit of damage.
Little itty bitty bit of damage. But then the hunchback, he put 2 medium lasers into the head, got 2 crits in the head, and killed the pilot. And, okay.
Pristine mech sitting there.
Yeah, all that's left is the cockpit due to the pilot getting killed. Yeah, okay, so that was a hard hit. The first time the awesome got hit, he died horribly. You can't make this crap up. So, yeah, that's the end of turn 4, so we're moving on to turn 5. So, turn 5. On the big skull die. All right, we'll be back. All right, turn 5 wasn't as bloody as turn 4, but it still was bad. Over here, the Whitworth and the catapult backed up, and the Griffin jumped over here and did a little bit of damage there. The Wolverine shot the catapult, did a little bit of damage. And they both shot over here and did a little bit of damage. And over here, the Dervish ran to the woods and then got promptly failed his pilot check after getting hit with 20 points of damage between the hatchet man and the enforcer, or that centurion. That's a centurion. And he fell on his face, and then he got promptly kicked by the centurion. So yeah, not looking good, healthy for him. And over here, these 4 mechs unleashed into the dragon. Tore a lot of its armor off, but he's still standing. The Panther shot over here and promptly missed with everything. Then the hit parade, it's like the trebuchet got up and tried to hide behind the rocks. He was trying to hide from all these guys. And it's like, oops, there's a awesome and a couple hunchbacks and a Shadowhawk unleashed into him and hit the ammo, and he exploded. That's not the 4th explosion we had this game.
Yep.
So yeah, welcome to the Succession Wars, where ammo is getting blasted everywhere, right and left. When you have a 33% chance of hitting ammo, yeah, a crit does a good shot, especially if you got a second crit in there. Then it goes to 50%. Never a good deal. All right, so, and then he did a little bit of damage. It's like hit the hunchback there, and I think you got a lot of your armors. Yeah, just like...
Well,
Yeah, it did a little more armor ripped off, but he didn't get that one.
That was more up in the left arm and left torso than it was anywhere
Yeah, he was
else.
trying to get that leg, but it didn't get the job done.
Luckily it didn't.
So that's the end of turn 5. Let's move on to turn 6. We're on turn 6. All right, and who's first up over here? Oh, the Ace of Hearts is up. All right, we'll be back. All right, turn 6 is now complete. It's a disastrous battlefield here. Lots of burning wreckage and body parts scattered everywhere. Right now, it's looking like the only thing you can salvage is the commando, and you got a potential to salvage the commando and the awesome. Everything else is just scattered body parts everywhere. Because you hit the ammo on the dervish this turn, and you hit the ammo on twice on the dragon. So actually, you hit ammo twice on both of them. So it's like you just watched them explode into massive fireballs. So over here, you had the catapult and the Whitworth did some damage to the Griffin that's over here. The Panther that's right there. Fired over there at the dervish. The dervish turned around and fired back and ripped some armor off of it. It's like he shoots this direction and he shoots back and does lots of damage. Not working out so well for him.
Not real good for the bad guys this time.
But over here, the Centurion, the Hatchet Man, and the Wolverine unleashed a can of whoop ass on the dervish. Was it the Vindicator jumped in there too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they just tore him to pieces and then hit ammo, and he just watched them explode into bits. Which is why I kept asking if anybody wanted to keep shooting at him. Like, all right. But, and then over here, the Hunchback, the Shadowhawk, and the Awesome all opened up on the end. No, the Wolverine went over to the Dervish, didn't he? Yeah. Pencil.
Yeah.
And then they tore up the dragon was tore up already, and you just started funneling into open areas. And the worst thing is when you have no equipment in a torso, and you hit that torso, and then you get crits like you were doing. Guess where they go? They went right to the center.
You go through.
They went right in. So they just funneled it right into the center torso, and you took out the engine, you took out the gyro, and then the other side was hit too, and then you hit all the ammo for the LRM. So he just disintegrated into a pile of junk. So that's the end of the game. Basically, these guys are jumping backwards. They're going to be jumping out of the way, and they decided that with the damage that they've taken, they're just going to let them escape off the table and not worry about taking any more damage if necessary. So that's the end right there. And then we'll get back to rolling to see if there's any salvage for you guys. All right. Any questions?
Not right now.
All right. That sums it all up. Another victory for the Death Skulls. All right. We'll see you later. Hell Craig's out.